What are your thoughts on Toronto?
Yeah. Middle of the pack. I
Half
don't.
of
I
this
see
team
this.
is good signings, and then the other half is great, but I don't know why you've chosen them.
I don't. I'm not particularly impressed. I like Sato. I like Kyusu. I like Aztec. I like Sunjae. Because I know I've talked with Sunjae. And he's just like he's excited. He's ready to get to work. He says he's already been grinding with the team. So they've been getting that work in already. This team is just it's like they could compete with the lower teams. They could probably upset a top team. Like, I'm not high on them. I could see them as like a top 7, top 8 team.
It's fair.
Depends on if Logix decides to go on one of his hot streaks or code streaks.
Yeah, it's there's some questions that need to be, can Aztec and Ansunjae, hang against, the best in the world. I wouldn't put it past them to be able to. I've heard very good things. So again, once we see that, I think that'll be a little bit easier to figure out exactly where Toronto sits. I'm very excited to see Nice once he becomes of age. Some known quantities, obviously. Still very suspect on exactly what Beasts is doing on this roster. Somebody I think still has merit to his name. I think somebody who, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I would have liked to see him join a team like Houston, or maybe like a team on the rebuild, to be that transitionary player in a way, and maybe kind of have a breakout year and build himself back up. But I struggled to see exactly what his role is on this team. So yeah, middle of the pack feels off the top of the head a little aggressive, but when you really start to stack them up, it's tough to kind of situate them. Like, it doesn't feel good putting them top 5. Maybe they could get there if it doesn't feel likely. Maybe they can battle a team like Dallas and maybe take a close game depending on the meta. Yeah, I think it'll be a fine team. A gatekeeper in a way. I get a little gatekeeper vibes from them, where they'll be okay to compete with like the lower half of the good teams, but past that point, I think it's going to be tough. Like, I don't see Toronto winning any monthly tournaments. They might go deep every once in a while, but outside of that, I think they're a fine team. We'll have to see. Again, I'm expecting some early mid-season pickups, and I'm interested to see if Toronto makes any moves. So
yeah, I brought up their Wikipedia page more specifically for their coaching, because they did recently sign Ho Chi Lee, which I think is just adding extra parts to the machine, and hopefully just trying to expose or try to develop something that you can get out of Beast or Logics. But like you said, Volamel, I've got no clue what you can do with them if you've already got all the roles covered at this point. Nice will be of age when he comes into the Overwatch League. So the starting month will be April.
Yep.
His birthday, I think, was in January already, so it's passed. So should be good. Yeah,
should be good.
He has age to ready to go. So he's basically in this roster already. If something happens, I'm pretty sure all of these players are going to be in the same house anyways in Canada. I just wonder if that will work out as these guys hope, with KDG leading the role and Yangwan. Just more the same here.
I have a lot of respect for KDG. I thought he had a good season last year with Philly, and I've only heard good things from him in the past. I my heart goes out to Logix. Obviously, quite the statistical powerhouse if you go back and look in time. And yeah, a bit of a streaky player. I think I still think he can compete in this league. I think he needs the team for him, and I would love to see him transplanted into a team like London or a team like Paris, to really be able to enable him to see starting time, to give him that confidence to be able to perform. Because again, we we consistently see him perform. We see these glimpses. So I don't know if it's a coaching thing where he needs a specific coach, not that he's had bad coaches in the past, but maybe he needs a specific system to be able to kind of, like Toucan said, make sure that he's on every game. I've only heard good things. I've only seen good things from him for years now, it feels like. Again, a weirdly veteran player, somebody who attracts fans, a bit of a perfect package in a way. But I don't know if Toronto's the home for him right now. I really do think that his destiny is to return back to Europe and really kind of lead a team like Paris or London, or maybe a new Western roster that crops up in 2022. But I don't expect him to do poorly on Toronto. I just think he's going to find more career success returning to the West, or returning to Europe rather.
Going on that thought that he really could use a new home and somewhere in Europe. I think that would be a healthy thing for him. But I think it would be a scare if he is doing this on his own to try and be in that space of free agency for even just a week. Feel absolute
for sure
terror for some of these players.
Old man. 23
he's got old man
like...
strength. It's just we haven't seen it in such a long time.
It's so weird consider like 23 is like old man.
It sounds stupid when I say it, but in a season of like really talented players that are still keeping at it, and they know that they still got something for the Overwatch League, like their true potential has been untapped several times, and they do it again. And do they believe that much that they won't quit the game? This game is still as plenty much alive as it is just still online. How much we can see in Logic, I don't think we'll see a lot. Like you say, if we could get him, encourage him to look at others. The best spot.
That's my. I mean, like I said before, just Toronto's either going to be pretty average, or maybe they end with like a surprise here and there.
Yep, agreed.
Absolutely, yeah.